I'm not just deciding to put on this persona all of a sudden. Hey guys, I'm Puerto Rican. It's the fact that I've really decided to kind of take a journey and I'm learning as I go along. Are you so excited for me to start crying? The idea of this song first came up because I wanted to do something very musically and then potentially lyrically linked to my Puerto Rican heritage, which I didn't grow up being taught about my heritage in the slightest. My dad is Puerto Rican. He was adopted by 2 Polish parents. My whole mom's side is European mixed. I was brought up to mispronounce my last name. My last name is Jimenez. I was always told to pronounce the name Jimenez. So I was almost conditioned to be ashamed of my heritage, and I didn't even know that it was heritage. I thought it was kind of a curse of a weird last name and a darker skin color, especially in the area I grew up in. Compared to the people I went to school with, burnt sienna was the crayon that matched my skin tone. And it took me, into my late 20s to start pronouncing my name the right way. Whether my family knows or not, they taught me to be ashamed of it. I have 3 different life chunks of how I view my heritage. It's my upbringing through essentially public school, and then once I left home, my experience through punk and hardcore and metal as a scene. And then as I got into my 30s, and now I'm 44 years old, I've reached a point where I have pride. This is part of you. If you want to explore it, explore it. If you want to celebrate it, celebrate it. And if you have pride in it, have fucking pride in it. And it even goes as far as the instrumentation, where I really wanted to find a way to integrate bomba music with Extinction A.D.
Had you ever heard bomba music before?
I have not.
Bomba music, specifically, I haven't.
No, not enough to care.
I have a pretty extensive background playing all different types of world music, bachata, merengue, and salsa and stuff like that, but I never listened to bomba music.
What it reminded me of was when Sepultura would have the boys come out and play the intro to Refuse Resist, and that, to me, is something I do like.
There's a band called Booyah, and they're not even a big band, but their music was so percussion based that sometimes it's nothing but percussion and vocals, and these melodies in Spanish are forming an entire song. Musically, I was a little hesitant. I wouldn't say nervous, but I was a little hesitant because for us, it is very, very different. To have a song that straight up is going to start with auxiliary percussion, and then knowing that I want to sing over just auxiliary percussion, and then on top of that, I'm going to be singing in Spanish. And thankfully, everybody was on board, and I had made a very rough demo of some auxiliary percussion.
Then he came with the skeleton of it. And I mean, and when I say skeleton, it's like 70% done, because that's the way Rick rolls. It's awesome.
Not polished, but complete idea that we could all expand on at that point, because we got the bare bones of it.
But then when I finally brought my interpretation of the bomba beats to it, it's like, okay, now this is starting to sound like something sick.
Scuzz was vital in making that come to life.
I wanted to stay in tune with the tradition of the music because I could tell how important this was to Rick. We brought in the set of timbales that I use. We used the congas for the low end. Some castanets, which were really fun. We used the stack that I just got, which just adds a really cool element to it. And we layered all those instruments.
I recorded all the acoustic guitars on the song right over here, guys, which was definitely a fun experiment, because I had never tried miking an acoustic guitar before. And where do I place this thing so it doesn't sound like ass and, actually sounds like a musical instrument? I didn't listen to anything in particular to, get inspired for this. I just listened to what Rick had put down and then just, added
we thought it would be a great idea to use this song as one of the singles, where we could have shied away from that because it's so different.
I thought it was a super cool idea to use this song as a single.
Done.
It's a different side of the musical spectrum that we can hit and also still stay heavy, so.
This is the final product. I think it came out really sick.
Heavy, New York, thrashy, metal, screaming band that they've heard for 2 singles, and the 3rd single is starting off with bomba and Spanish.